YouTube, what is going on? And welcome back to another video. Today we have a special video because it is going to be taking a look at one of the oldest rivalries in video game history. Sonic vs. Mario, a rivalry renewed. It's no secret that Sonic the Hedgehog was created to take on Mario back in the 80s. Over the years, these two have had amazing competitions between the two of them, dating all the way back to the 80s and 90s. Sonic games focused on speed, naturally, and unique characters to go along with a good plot and a lot of action. Mario, on the other hand, focused more on amazing level design with cool power-ups, amazing stages, and incredible spin-offs, and yes, Mario also has a pretty good cast of characters himself. In short, these two have had quite the rivalry up until about 2012 to 2017. That's when Sonic fell out of the mainstream and really suffered with its core audience and lack of focus with its games. Mario, on the other hand, never really did fall off. Even in missteps like Super Mario Sunshine with its crazy difficulty, even the bad Wii U console itself was not enough to stop Mario from staying as a juggernaut, and those games today, right, like Super Mario Sunshine, those games are cult classics. People swear by Sunshine. Fast forwarding to today, Sonic and Mario are both good pals, and that heated rivalry they had back in the 80s and 90s to knock each other off is kind of over with. I mean, it's just a friendly competition. They're still competing, but it's not nearly as personal as it used to be. Both Hollywood mascots have made their big splash on the big stage, Mario with its movie that just released this week, and Sonic the Hedgehog with 2 movies already out and a 3rd one on the way. Now, before I continue, please understand that this is just a friendly competition and a look at their rivalry. Mario and Sonic both offer so much to fans that the other cannot. They both have found massive success in Hollywood now, and I'm happy to say that both will continue to exist in the future. Now, with that being said, let's dive into this. So, as previously mentioned, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is the latest example of a video game adaptation dominating Hollywood. It's set to pass Frozen 2 for the biggest opening weekend of any animated movie ever. That is astonishing. It's also well on its way to earning $1 billion worldwide, and that is quite the feat. The Sonic movies both also set the bar for video game openings as well. Sonic 2 in particular found mainstream success at being the original video game movie to set the bar for an opening weekend. This has really led to what I think is a rivalry renewed. Sonic for a while there was not in great shape. The games were bad, like Lost World and Sonic Forces. The movie was not out yet, and people wondered if Sonic could survive the damage that was done to the franchise. However, the Sonic movie would be the first of many W's for the Sonic franchise, and they were much needed. The Sonic movie trailer released, and well, we got the most disgusting version of Sonic I've ever seen. And so naturally, I fell to my knees in the middle of a Walmart thinking it was the final nail for Sonic. This was it. Sonic was washed. Thankfully, the internet came together and collectively slandered that trailer, and it actually led to a better trailer for Sonic and a much more improved look for the Hedgehog. I still had my doubts about the movie, but when I finally sat down to see it opening day, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was actually pretty good. Finally, Sonic, after a lot of years, had an objective W with no strings attached. For me, this was like seeing rain in a drought. For Sonic, he was just getting started. After the Sonic movie came out to critical and fan success, the newest game in the mainline franchise would be shown off, and once again, it didn't look good. Sonic kind of has an issue with first impressions, I guess. Sonic Frontiers was shown off, and people immediately thought the game looked bad. I once again fell to my knees thinking Sonic was done, it's over, it's washed. Thankfully, it isn't. Sonic Frontiers, much like the movie, got off to a bad start, but it picked up real speed, and by the time the game released, it was a massive success, being both critically and fan-wise acclaimed. Now, it's the fastest selling Sonic game ever. Couple that with the second Sonic movie that literally set the bar for an opening day weekend for Sonic, and yeah, it's looking good for the Hedgehog. He also had Sonic Prime on Netflix, a hot soundtrack for Sonic Frontiers that's really popular on Spotify, and a cool spin-off game, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. So it is safe to say that Sonic has bounced back in its entirety from the lapses in the 2010 era. Mario, on the other hand, while all this was going on, never really fell off in the first place, as I said. The Wii gave Mario some of the best games in the franchise, like Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. They had amazing success with Mario Kart, Paper Mario, and Mario Party, and so many other spin-offs. I mean, you name it, and it was successful. In a lot of ways, Mario has never failed like Sonic has. Sonic has had so many obstacles going against it, including self-inflicted self-inflicted wounds. That's never happened for Mario. Kinda like Mario is the child who can do no wrong, and Sonic is the middle child that can't catch a break. I mean, even the Wii U, which sucked as a console mostly, brought some solid entries into the Mario franchise, including Mario Kart 8 and New Super Mario Bros. U, and the deluxe version. Not to say every single Mario game or spin-off is great, because Strikers League, for example, isn't the most popular game in the franchise, but it does mean that Mario has built what people like to call brand stability, and that's not easy to do. Look at what happened with Sonic. It almost died. Even Halo and Gears of War are on the brink of extinction. In addition to that, Mario also innovated gameplay in so many different ways. Like 10 years ago, they added the cat ability, they've had 2D and 3D combinations in their levels, and overall more unique levels with really good post-launch content for most of their games. Mario has done so much to keep the 3D platforming genre alive. So that's the recap of what happened in the 2010s to both franchises. Sonic went down, Mario went up, but the question is, what happens next? Well, as I said, Mario and Sonic are pals now, and who knows, with all the consolidation happening, Nintendo could one day buy their old rival Sega, which would be a full circle moment for both companies and the gaming industry as a whole. And anyways, the next thing that happens is very simple, a rematch with a new generation. Sonic in the 2010s, as I said, had serious missteps, but also a couple of big hits. Sonic Colors was really good, but Sonic Lost Worlds was bad, for example. Ultimately, Mario won that generation from the Wii to the Switch era, and it wasn't particularly close. But as we approach the new generation of the Switch 2, and the new consoles are already out for Microsoft and PlayStation, this era for both mascots could be much closer. Sonic has been on a serious tear recently. If you've seen my videos, I've been covering it. And even with a bigger budget for the next Sonic game, we could see more records to be broken for the Blue Hedgehog. I could see this rivalry becoming more interesting. We also have no idea what's next for Mario, as Nintendo has been incredibly quiet about any sequels to, let's say, Super Mario Odyssey, a new 2D Mario game, or even a spin-off to an existing franchise like Mario Kart 9 or a new Mario Party game. Whatever is next for Mario, though, it is safe to say that it's going to be pretty awesome. And the movies are going to get more and more and more big and box office. We could even see a crossover. And I will say, if I had one wish for this rivalry, it would be this. I would love for Sonic Team to bring back the OG Sonic Team USA and create Sonic Adventure 3, while on the other side of the spectrum, Mario would create Super Mario Odyssey 2. Those games would be huge. They would do huge numbers for both Sega and Nintendo, and really be Game of the Year contenders overall. And everybody would win, especially the fans. Now, I do want to point out that until the next one, we don't know what's happening. The next console, of course, we don't know what's happening with Mario. I want to stress that point because Mario, for the first time, kind of has an uncertain future. But right now, Mario and Sonic are on a tear, both on Hollywood and the video game spectrum. I also want to point something out that nobody's talking about. As much as Sonic and Mario compete with each other, they also need each other. This genre that a lot of people love, which is 3D platforming, has not been doing well. Crash Bandicoot is kind of AFK. Spyro is MIA, Sly Cooper is finished, and Ratchet and Clank is, well, it takes a lot of years for Ratchet and Clank to actually get games out, especially because Insomniac is busy with other games like Wolverine and Spider-Man. So as much as they are competing with each other, Sonic and Mario need each other. I mean, take a look at Banjo-Kazooie. Microsoft has a huge IP on their hands with Rare, but they're doing nothing with it. Sonic and Mario will forever be rivals, and that's a great thing, but they also need each other because they are survivors. The 3D platforming genre as a whole has not been doing well, and those are the last two mascots to push the genre forward and keep it alive for the next generation. So many amazing moments in each of their respective series. So many more to come as well. This time even taking stage on Hollywood, with Sonic 3 set for 2024 and a new Mario sequel all but assured. Hopefully you all found this interesting, because I think it's going to get more interesting as we move forward with both of these franchises. And yes, to talk about a little bit with the Mario movie, there was even an Easter egg for Sonic in the Mario movie. Now, keep in mind, this isn't a confirmed Easter egg, but it's a fan theory Easter egg, and it's not spoiling anything, so let me just say it. There was a map in the Mario movie, and in the map it says Red Hills is one of the locations in the Mario world. Red Hills sounds a lot like Green Hills, except it's red. So a lot of people are speculating maybe there is a Green Hills and maybe Sonic does exist in this world. I'm not sure if that's true, and I'm not sure how that would work out, but it is fun that the fans are taking this and running with it because they want to see Sonic and Mario cross over. Maybe they can do another Olympic Games rivalry or something like that. Overall though, a lot of people are talking about Sonic and Mario. I mean, I've seen box office reviews for the Mario movie, and I've seen people directly compare this to Sonic, because I think everybody still understands that this is a competition, although they are pals and it's much more friendly. Overall, this is amazing. The Mario movie was such a great movie, and it's going to do huge numbers, and that's good for gamers, and that's good for fans of the Mario franchise. The Sonic movies have done really well, and the third one looks to be even better. Hopefully Jim Carrey comes back, of course. But the point of this video is, the rivalry between Sonic and Mario looks like it's back on. And yes, the 2010s wasn't kind to Sonic at all, but I think the 2020s is going to be even more special than, let's say, the 90s and 80s was. What do you think about this rivalry? Tell me in the comment section below. Did you see the Mario movie? I did, and I can tell you I gave it a 10 out of 10. It was an amazing, fun movie, albeit a quick movie. What do you think about this rivalry? What do you think happens next? And will they make a Smash movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.